Good morning, everybody. This is GD signing on, and today's been a pretty good day. I got my new pair of running shoes, something that I've been waiting for almost a month, and I finally got a chance to wear them for quite some time. I wasn't actually able to go running outside because I guess what it was it was the old pair of shoes that I had. I'd land on the ground and I suppose I thought that I felt fine, but then I would get these sort of pains between my ankles and my calves and like my shins. And I think someone said that they might be shin splints or something. I don't know. I don't really know much about that, and I never really had the opportunity to talk to a physician or my nurse practitioner about what it might be. But I went outside with the shoes. I went for my run, and they were fine. They were fine. No pain at all. And the shoes felt good. It's almost like, and they're a running shoe, but what's interesting, and maybe it's because I've never had proper running shoes before, but it's almost like the ball joints of the feet, especially at the I don't even know what it's called, but it's like they have sort of a convex shape, so like sort of a rounded point on them, and that those are the sort of like the ball joints in my feet that sort of connect the main structure of my foot to my toes, like that particular part. And what's interesting is these shoes have sort of like their own convex shape that sort of pushes against it. So it's not really caressing my foot. It's more like it's pushing against my foot. And I think that's kind of cool. Like, it didn't feel uncomfortable. It did feel kind of weird because I wasn't used to it. But yeah, it made the shoes feel like really, really springy, right? So I could sort of I could run in them, and I guess that's what helps, right? So I guess it's amazing what you can do with a proper pair of shoes. While I was out there, I actually noticed the night was really nice. It was kind of it wasn't exactly, I guess it was kind of cold out, but not really cold. It was more like it was almost like it was humid, but like a cooler humidity. Like, I noticed when I was going out to the road that the street lights shining down actually made sort of clouds of steam or fog or something kind of more apparent, more obvious that they were there. So that was kind of interesting. But what I really noticed was, the sky was clear, and when I managed to get out to a certain part of the road, when I go for my runs, the stars were out and the moon was out, although it was at a low position in the horizon. But it wasn't orange, because sometimes when you see the moon low to the horizon, it turns like kind of an orange color. In this case, it wasn't really white as it usually might be if it's high in the sky. It was kind of yellowish, but not really yellow, like not a deep yellow. What I found interesting was I took some pictures, and when I took my first picture, it was of the stars. Now, they didn't clearly appear on the camera for the first little bit, and arguably in the end result they didn't show as clearly as maybe they could have with a proper camera. But what I had done was I had positioned the camera in my hand and sort of kept it there for, I don't know, maybe like a minute or so, hoping that the light from the stars would sort of get captured by the camera aperture or something like that. I read, or maybe I was taught at some point, something along those lines, where if you have like a long capture time. I don't even remember the exact terms for it, but I think the longer you allow light to enter the aperture, the better you can get a shot of, like, for example, if there's like stars far away or something like that, the light enters the camera and makes it easier for the picture to become clearer, I guess. But what was weird was when I took the second picture, which was of the moon and street lamps and whatnot, there was strange. It was like there was a star that was appearing on that photo. And what was really strange about that was it wasn't there. Like in the second photo, like I looked behind the camera and there was no star. I looked back at the camera and there it is. But what was weird was, and maybe I should have took video footage of it to sort of show what I was talking about, but it was weird because it was brighter than the stars that I'd seen in the first photo, or when I was looking at the camera screen. So but I think you get what I'm saying. But the point being, the stars were never that bright in the first picture. Excuse me. My goodness. But anyways, so in the second picture, or in the first picture, the stars were never that bright. So I thought that was kind of unusual. But then I wasn't sure what it was at first, but in the second photo, it's like the star ended up moving somewhat, maybe just very slightly, but it was strange because initially what I thought it might be was that maybe somehow the light from the star ended up sort of getting caught in the aperture of the camera, and so it was like burned on there for a temporary period of time, and now it was just sort of clearing itself, right? But that was strange because, the more I looked at it, it's like, is it moving? But anyways, I didn't really think too much of it. I took the two pictures and, that was kind of it. And I kept going for my run, sort of taking breaks, running and walking, because I haven't done it for quite some time. And, just to get a feel for the shoes and to get a feel for running again, and hopefully it becomes something that I do again more consistently. And I don't know, maybe it'll make I can't say it necessarily made my life better when I was doing my running back in North Bay, but maybe it will now. Who knows? So I think that's it for now, and I'm not sure if this is going to become a thing, but maybe it will. And we'll just see how it goes from there. So thank you for taking your time to listen to me as I ramble about my morning and how I'm feeling, and I'll catch you guys next time. Forever Forward We March. This is GD signing off. Until next time.